Hey folks, I am going to just give you a quick little overview of and some examples of modifying and adapting the Wonders curriculum to meet your classroom needs. So what I have pulled up here is the 2020 scope and sequence for grade 1 in the Wonders curriculum. I used this document quite a bit. So it has everything that is a part of just the regular curriculum, so not the interventions. It's not going to have any of those like extra additional activities and things that I was showing you in the previous videos, but it kind of lists out everything that that comes with the curriculum in that way, so that you can make some choices about what you want to read and what you want to do. And so we've got a big book, we've got the interactive read aloud, we have the shared reading, which is actually also, the shared reading is also the reading and writing companion, Jack Can. We've got the literature anthology, we've got 2 of those, so Nat and Sam, and then also the rules at school. We've got our leveled readers, and then you can see too that they do have the Lexile levels on these. We've got vocabulary, reading comprehension, our phonological and phonemic awareness, which I never really did. We have the phonics. I predominantly only worked on this phonics and spelling activity, but I did use these decodable readers. You can see that they've got handwriting and structural analysis in here. We have our high frequency words, which was really big in my classroom, fluency, which I don't care about at all, writing and grammar, and then we've got the research and inquiry piece. So this is a lot. This is more than our general education classrooms can even get through. This is what you're supposed to get through in 1 week in first grade. That's too much. So even our general education classrooms are having to pare this down quite a bit to modify it to meet our students' needs. So I'm going to show you just a couple of examples. This is actually second grade. This is a wonderful example of how Miss Corbin has been modifying her curriculum to meet her students' needs. She's doing the literature big book. We've got leveled readers. She is doing phonics, and she's doing quite a bit with phonics. They're in second grade. We have quite a few high frequency words as well. She's working on vocabulary. We've got our reading comprehension, and she's also working on grammar with her students, okay? And so you can see that she's doing Unit 1, Week 1 for August 31st to September 3rd. And so she's doing that 9 to 12 days. Oh, days 9 through 12. Okay. So I think that as she moved on throughout the curriculum, she kind of started to go a little bit slower with it. Just because her students at a certain point, when you add in other activities too, it just might take a little bit longer for them to kind of get everything. And so she's definitely being really flexible and meeting her students where they're at, providing them with a really comprehensive literature and literacy instruction, and then also kind of modifying it to make sure that they're getting the most important parts really thoroughly. So that's a general education example. This is my example from ASR that I did. I would do 1 week unit, so Unit 1, Week 1. I did this for 2 weeks of instruction, so 8 days. Oops, I did not want to do that. Predominantly, I worked on this shared reading. We worked on character, setting, and the feeling. For guided reading, I did not actually do the ELL books, but I did use the approaching level and the on-level books. I did the reading and writing companion, the high-frequency words, and the phonics. So you can see that I have taken quite a bit out of that, out of this main curriculum guide, right? So this big scope. Definitely not doing all of these things. I am not doing vocabulary. I am not doing phonological and phoneme awareness. I'm definitely not doing fluency. I've got a tiny bit of writing in there, but no grammar. I'm not doing the research and inquiry. So leaving all of these pieces out is going to allow me to circle back and potentially reteach these phonics and high frequency words later on in the year. And so I can come back and look at, okay, maybe in December, my students are they're not remembering their high frequency words and their phonics is kind of falling apart. So I can come back in and we can redo the guided reading books, the reading and writing companion, high frequency words and phonics, and I'll just find a different book for our shared reading. Okay? And so this is providing me quite a bit of flexibility, leaving those less important components out. And it's giving my students a lot of really good instruction in reading. So they're getting a lot of, phonics and high frequency words, and they're also getting the most important reading comprehension activities for them. Okay? And this is an example of a PLS, English Language Arts Pacing Guide. This is not being used by any of our current classrooms. It was just kind of an example I came up with. And so they're going to be focusing on the big idea a little bit more, which is at school. So in science and social studies time, you could potentially label some, places around the school, go and look at, important jobs in our school, things like that. We've got our shared reading. We're working on character and setting. We are doing our guided reading using a different curriculum, Geodes, because we are not working on our high frequency words at this point. We are working on our high frequency words. So we could do the Geodes, or we could also do the high frequency words in the book, in the guided reading book. We are doing a different Teachers Pay Teachers kindergarten writing curriculum because maybe those the student books were a little bit too much for these guys, and we're working on one letter at a time. We've got our core vocabulary. We're still working on our high frequency words and our phonics, okay? And so we've got our wonders text for our phonics as well as our wonders for our high frequency words. So you can see that this is even pared down a bit more. Predominantly, we're just working on that shared reading piece. We are not doing guided reading right now. We're just doing high frequency words and phonics in that Wonders curriculum. So we've got 3 different examples of kind of how to pick apart the most important aspects of this curriculum for you. And next video, I am going to go over just some of the specific modifications and different materials that you could use.